Hi, and welcome to the Educational Podcast. This podcast is a series of podcasts talking about education and how we want to see changes happen in it. Today we're talking to Mr. William Neal, with the founder of Lemma Academy in London, Ontario, Canada. And we want to see his views on what education. Our vision is to help the students use AI for their studies, for becoming better students. And becoming better students involves them understanding how to solve problems. Once they understand how to solve problems, then they know how to pass their exams, they can get better grades, and they can excel. And this can be done yearly until they go to universities, and universities like that.
And when I think about that, from my experience in education, the way I would express my vision is for us to recover the true meaning of education again. Regard man as a mine rich in gems of inestimable value. Education can alone cause them to reveal its treasures and enable mankind to benefit therefrom. And when we bring that concept from the writings of Baha'u'llah to the current education systems, we really have to ponder, what do we mean by education? And people mean different things. In an education system, most people have merely accepted that there's a system of tests and exams and discrete knowledge like leaves of a tree scattered on the ground and subject to the wind blowing them away. That's how knowledge is presented in schools, and that's why students really quickly forget what they have learned in the schools, because they're focused on discrete bits of knowledge, not connected to context, meaning, community, or anything else. So in our experiences in various classes, in my different schools and neighborhood activities, one very important concept is that all education is in the context of a vibrant community. We must connect it to a community. All education must be connected to a real and practical outcome in that community. And hands-on learning is not just a buzzword, it's an essential prerequisite to making education happen. So when I think of our vision, are we helping the teachers to just give more of this training system we call education? Or are we helping the teachers to overcome the limitations of the education systems as they are now and achieve a much more rich, meaningful, and transformative education, which will lead to an emerging, peaceful global civilization?
So
those are the questions I asked.
If we have a look at it from a perspective of service, we can think about it as a service to the community. We can have projects, and if it is project based, then students will get involved more and they would like it more. And service is different from any other project, because doing a service project is extracurricular activity that really makes a difference for the students.
Yes, I think that really helps. Then we can look at when we think of AI now, like, how are we going to use AI? We could use AI to just do more tests and exams or do more discrete knowledge, or we can use AI to shield the teachers from the onslaught of the educational bureaucracy so that they spend not one moment too long on useless administration. There is a need for administration, yes, but not the excess of administration that we find today. The bureaucracy which quenches the curiosity of the students because the teacher is overtaken by other concerns that are not directly related to the students' knowledge. So we think of building a system where students are engaged in service projects and community-based projects, are connecting with experts in the field. We're really building a vibrant community. We're really seeing society building power in these activities. And the AI is helping the students and the teachers to stay shielded from just excessive bureaucratic overreach. That's how I see the the possibility. I'm not sure how that feels for you. This is just how I think
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, I feel the same. And I think to simplify it, we have those 12 clubs, and the clubs are a good example of how they can use the idea of doing service projects and project-based learning.
Yeah,
To make it easier to understand about the clubs, we have made these competitions, and one of the competitions is about how to break an AI.
yeah,
That could be interesting to students. Some students like that. They like a challenge, and they want to find. All they have to do is to find, for example, for the math tutor, all they need to do is to find a math problem that the AI will give a wrong answer, and that will make them a winner, and they can join the AI club for free, which is about $2,400 worth of prize, because the AI club is expensive, and
yeah,
if they want to pay for it, it's gonna be a lot of money. So
yeah,
uh, this could be a great way for them to enter into that club and start to learn about how to use AI, even make applications using
yeah.
AI, and they can do something that could benefit them in the future a lot in their studies, whether it's the AI club or any other club, because it's if they can make an application before going to university, and then that application picks up, it could help them financially, it could help them understand their lessons, it could do a lot for them.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have the concept of an AI competition where we're trying to break the AI and give it a wrong answer, or let it tell a wrong answer. And how do we envision gathering the audience for this competition? Is it global or within one school?
It's going to be global, because
Global.
we
Okay.
have seen that schools don't really understand our concepts.
Yeah.
They are constrained by their rules and regulations, and they could be constrained by some financial issues. So it's a bit difficult to work with schools. There could be progressive schools who would like that, but not all schools are like that.
So one idea that comes to mind is we now have 25 children and youth involved in activities here on the street. And December is our month of action or reflection and consultation, as we are about to have our competition next week with our Lego robotics team. And then we will not do Lego robotics until next August. So in the meantime, we will consult about what the students learned and what they would like to do from January to June. So maybe we can propose a few iterations of this competition with the students we have here, just to test how it works and see what the students come up with, and see if it's a feasible thing to move to the next level. How does that sound?
Yeah, we need a pilot project. We need
Yeah,
something to start with, and I think this would be a great start for us.
I think that might help us just to see how it works and what they work towards. And we could try several different versions of a competition and just see which ones they resonate with. And then that would help us to communicate what it is. We can actually use some student experiences and reflections in communicating it to others. Oh, during the competition, I didn't think I could do this, but then I did that, and wow, it worked, or something like this. Yeah. So we could generate some student testimonials and a narrative, and we can actually maybe document it on social media and or with YouTube videos, so people get an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about building an audience, because right now the internet is rapidly becoming just a cacophony of AI generated videos that don't connect to anything. Whereas there are little gold nuggets of real people doing real things for other real people. And I really resonate with those. When I'm checking a video, like, it was interesting at first to see AI generated videos. I don't want to see them. I want to see real people doing real things, because humanity unfolds in the human sphere, whereas AI unfolds in the computer servers.
As long as we see that AI is a helping hand, it's not the
Yeah,
main thing. It's not our goal.
yeah,
Everybody now talks about AI first. I don't think AI should be first. Humans should be first, and
yes.
use AI for the benefit of humans, because everything is progressing so fast. Everybody is now fascinated by AI.
Yeah, and that will last for a time. And at the same time, there will be a point where people say, well, what is the benefit to our community? What is my purpose? How does this all fit in? I think this is a huge question on people's minds because people are seeing this explosion of AI, and there's a lot of uncertainty about the future of jobs, the purpose of human life. And I think by maintaining a set of human-centered activities based on growing and vibrant communities, we can weather the storm and apply the AI to enhance and move forward with a whole new way of being and living. And maybe in the process, discover education again,
So,
as humanity seems to have forgot what education is.
so do you think we can use the sphere of AI for making people listen, like on social media?
Maybe we can have discussions about it and have guest speakers and different people. We can have this discussion and post these discussion sort of in a forum and ask people. Say we are on YouTube, we can ask in the comments, okay, what do you think about this discussion? And let people interact with it. And then we can grow a community this way and grow a narrative and a vision together with a whole audience of people.
Yeah, I like it that we are trying different things. It's important to keep on trying and never give up. It's an ongoing learning process.
Yeah, and so I'm seeing two prongs here. One is with the existing set of students we have here, we can start generating feedback from them about different activities, which ones they like. And then we can share, just like we're having here. I think we could post a video like this on YouTube, even if it's very not so good at the moment. We could probably find a way to record it better. And then we kind of generate something like a podcast that will allow an audience from around the world to be part of this discourse. What is education? What is the purpose of human life? Why is it important to have education centered around a growing and vibrant community? Why are we looking at releasing the society building power inherent in communities, especially in this day when the fragmentation of the dying old world order is causing a lot of concern and chaos? And this may bestow hope on communities and have a whole new resurgence of humanity, even in the face of a rapidly declining order, as we see all around. Maybe my ideas are too crazy. When I speak about education, I do tend to speak in a way that is a little bit distant from what some other people are thinking about education.
No, I think your ideas are resonating with a lot of people, and they all understand it, and they all need it. They are looking for what should we do, and everybody is just speculating. Everybody is just going with what everybody else says. Exactly.
And yeah, that's fine. And yet, if we look at previous emergence of other technologies, there was always this big hype that, for example, the television was going to transform education, that radio was going to transform education. I've heard this on other podcasts. Each time, it doesn't quite live up to the expectations, and yet it still offers some kind of useful solution to some people. Radio makes it possible for people way off in the middle of rural areas to be connected to an education process. Television does the same with video. The internet does the same with interaction with other people. So each time it's been improved, and yet we keep on mapping it into our existing outmoded school systems, which are designed to command and control, make factory workers who are obedient and not quite literate enough to make their own factories, but literate enough to follow the procedures within the machine inventory in their factories.
Yeah, we are gearing our students for the factories of the 19th century, And
Yeah.
now the factories are developing into the 21st century with
Yeah.
robots coming in and doing all the work, and we are still thinking 19th century.
Yeah. So, and we see that there's a reason for this. We start with a simple activity like a one-room schoolhouse. Then society says, well, we need something more. So they make a school and it has several classrooms and we have a few teachers. But now we have enough teachers, we need to start coordinating them. So we get a principal and then we start adding layers onto the bureaucracy. We have vice principals and secretaries and educational assistants. Now, the extent of the bureaucracy in an average school system is no longer like a pyramid. It's more like the CN Tower. There's a very narrow set of people at the bottom and a huge bulge of people. Imagine the CN Tower with a massive dome at the top. It's kind of leaning over because it's so heavy at the top. That's the point we've reached now. We pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to people at the top of educational hierarchies, and for that matter, health and corporate and all kinds of hierarchies, and they're pulling over the CN Tower. It's going to collapse under the weight of its own imbalance. And so we went too far in the way of bureaucracy. And it has been shown through the efforts of various companies, you can be successful without a heavy, high bureaucracy, without the principal interfering in the process of the vice principal and the teachers and the educational assistants. And oh yeah, there's students in the school. There's someone called students. Oh, we may have forgot who they are. So many things. I think each of these little lines of talking we could actually explore over a long format and say, well, what can we do about keeping the students at the center of a school, keeping the bureaucracy at bay, making sure that communities thrive despite the overwhelming bureaucracies of our time, and become grass growing in the cracks of the sidewalk of humanity, eventually to crack the sidewalk open and reveal a garden that was there all the time. It's just been hidden.
Exactly. Thank you for listening, and this was our first podcast of the series on educational podcast, and we thank Mr. William Neal for giving his views on the subject, and we hope to see you on another podcast soon. Thank you.